We are now going to begin our installation ceremony. Sisters of the Wilberforce University Petitioning Group, you have all been initiated as individual members of the Sisterhood of Tau Beta Sigma. Now, it gives me great pleasure, on behalf of the National Council of Tau Beta Sigma, to install your chapter officers and then install all of you collectively as a chapter of Tau Beta Sigma. Chapter officers, I'm going to announce each one of you individually. Please step forward in a smaller arch. I apologize if I mispronounce a name. President, Liesha G. Vice President for Membership, Imani Henderson. Vice President for Service, Jayla Cole. Secretary, Jada Hamilton. Treasurer, Jaslyn Green. Corresponding Secretary, Zamira Gandy. And Historian, Nia Brown. Do I miss anyone?
Yes.
Who? Sergeant of Arms, Raven. Ross Brown. Thank you. The Wilberforce University Petitioning Group of Tau Beta Sigma has seen fit to entrust its fortunes to your hands as the first members of this organization. This is both an honor bestowed and privilege granted. It is an opportunity worthy of your best efforts. In accepting this responsibility, you knowingly and willingly pledge yourselves to whatever toil and sacrifice is necessary in the best interests of the sorority and to the fostering of its ideals. To shirk is to betray the trust that your sisters and brothers have placed in you. Officers, your duties are clearly defined in the Constitution. Your sisters and brothers believe you are capable of performing these duties with distinction and will diligently support your administration. It is now both my honor and my pleasure to administer to each of your officers, and to all of you at one time, the oath of office of Tau Beta Sigma. You will raise your right hand, say I, state your name, and repeat after me. I, Jenny Renaud.
I, Jenny Renaud.
In the presence of my sisters and brothers of Tau Beta Sigma here assembled.
In the presence of my sisters and brothers of Tau Beta Sigma here assembled.
Solemnly promise.
Solemnly promise.
That I will perform the duties of my office.
That I will perform the duties of my office.
As set forth in the Constitution of Tau Beta Sigma.
As set forth in the Constitution of Tau Beta Sigma.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
And in the best interests of the sorority.
And in the best interests of the sorority.
In accepting this office.
In accepting this office.
I solemnly promise without reservation.
I solemnly promise without reservation.
To devote sufficient of my time and energies.
To devote sufficient of my time and energies.
To enable me to fulfill all obligations given to me.
To enable me to fulfill all obligations given to me.
By virtue of my authority.
By virtue of my authority.
I hereby reaffirm my ritualistic vows.
I hereby reaffirm my realistic.
And rededicate myself.
And rededicate myself.
To the promotion of the ideals of Tau Beta Sigma.
To the promotion of the ideals of Tau Beta Sigma.
The maintenance of its traditions.
The maintenance of its traditions.
And the preservation of its honor.
And the preservation of its honor.
You may lower your hands. Please return to your petitioning group. I now ask Dr. Goodwine and Mr. Sexton to join me here at the front. Dr. Goodwine and Mr. Sexton, although the sponsor and director of bands of a chapter are not regularly elected members of the council, much depends on your guidance and concern in chapter affairs. The continuity of the chapter's activities is the direct responsibility of the sponsor and director of bands, as you must serve as a connecting link between the incoming and departing members year after year. Your worth of the chapter cannot be measured, nor your honor reckoned. Into your hands, the National Sorority has placed its trust in the future of this chapter and into your hearts, the National Council has put its faith for the success of the sorority experience on this campus. I will now introduce all charter members. Please take a small step forward to be celebrated as your name is called. Naya Brown, Jayla Cole, Zamira Gandhi, Leisha G, Kennedy Gray, Jaslyn Green, LaDonna Hayes, Jada Hamilton, Kayla Harris, Amani Henderson, Sparkle Hill, Amari Hudson, Taylor Jones, Takia Mabeen, Fatima Mabaki, Micaiah McKenney Cherry, Hannah Mitchell, Jessica Mitchell, Danae Riley, Leanne Rivers, Raven Ross Brown, Paris Saunders, Zayana Shaw, Constance Taylor, Zariana Wells, and the 10 honoraries that this chapter has also initiated here today. To all of you, the National Council has entrusted the rights and responsibilities that come with being a chapter of Tau Beta Sigma. Before we move forward, are you prepared to accept the responsibility of growing and sustaining this chapter of Tau Beta Sigma? As well, introduce and initiating new members into the sorority. If so, please answer yes.
Yes.
Sisters and brothers here assembled, the members of this chapter have been duly initiated and the oath of office has been administered to its officers. The members have publicly declared that they will work to grow and sustain this chapter. By the authority vested in me by the National Council of Tau Beta Sigma, I hereby declare this chapter as the Kappa Delta chapter of Tau Beta Sigma, chapter number 244, and granted all rights and privileges attendant on such status as stated in the National Constitution of Tau Beta Sigma. The charter and membership certificates which you have received are only the tangible and material evidence of your new position in the sorority. You are enjoined to be ever mindful of the greater responsibilities imposed upon you by that position and to walk ever in the ways of Tau Beta Sigma. On behalf of the National Council and your sisters and brothers within each of the chapters across the nation, I extend to you our best wishes for a most successful and rewarding sisterhood, rewarding future within the sisterhood. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mark Renaud, and we're going to clip and welcome our brothers.
I think so. I forgot to, oh, what? 347 is $500. I don't think I'll forget it. I had to count it twice. Yep. All right. Here we go. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Renaud. I'm National Vice President for Membership and Expansion for Kappa Kappa Psi. On behalf of the National Council, it's an honor to be here today. We have a lot of guests in here as well, but I do want to introduce, we have two of our Board of Trustees members. Last I saw them, they were over here. Molly Kuchan and Preston Ramsey are here as well. They're an extension of our National Council. So I want to make Preston's over here. Thank them as well. So we'll get this underway. As participants in the formation of this new chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi, you are signifying to all your willingness and desire to join with a group of your peers and work together as a unit toward a better university band. As you strike out on this new path, remember that your future actions will henceforth reflect directly on your band, your university, and the fraternity. It is responsible not to be taken lightly. You will be following in the footsteps of thousands of brothers throughout the land who have gone before you who, by striving for the highest, have established an enviable tradition of excellence. One of your first official actions as a chapter has been to choose several from your midst to serve as your first set of officers. As I announce each of their names, will they please indicate their willingness to serve by stepping forward? President Donovan Fuller. Vice President Jordan Harris. Vice President of Membership Madison Griffin Lewis. Vice President of Service Donovan Callahan. Secretary Christian Jones. Treasurer Liddell Madden. Historian Tayshawn Braden. Sergeant at Arms Tyrus Walker Sr. And sponsor Mr. Rick Sexton. Brothers, this chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi has seen fit to entrust its fortunes into your hands for the coming term of office. This is both an honor bestowed and a privilege granted. It is an opportunity worthy of your best efforts. In accepting this responsibility, you willingly commit yourselves to whatever toil and sacrifice is necessary in the interest of the fraternity and to the fostering of its ideals. To shirk is to betray a trust. Your duties are clearly defined in the Constitution. Your brothers believe that you are capable of performing them with distinction and will diligently support your administration. It is now both an honor and my pleasure to administer to each of you and all at one time the oath of office of Kappa Kappa Psi. You will raise your right hand and repeat the fraternity's oath of office. I state your full name.
I, Jordan Harris,
In the presence of Almighty God and the brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi here assembled.
in the presence of Almighty God, brothers of the Kappa Psi here assembled,
Do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will perform the duties of my office
that I will perform the duties of my office
as set forth in the Constitution of Kappa Kappa Psi,
as set forth in the Constitution of Kappa Kappa Psi,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and in the best interests of the fraternity.
in the best interest of the fraternity.
In accepting this office,
In accepting this office,
I solemnly promise without reservation
I solemnly promise without reservation
to devote sufficient of my time and energies
to devote sufficient of my time and energies
to fulfill all obligations placed upon me
to fulfill all obligations placed upon me
in the pursuance of my duties.
in the pursuance of my duties.
I hereby reaffirm my ritualistic vows
I hereby reaffirm my ritualistic vows
and rededicate myself
and rededicate myself
to the promotion of the ideals of the fraternity,
to the promotion of the ideals of the fraternity,
the maintenance of its traditions,
the maintenance of its traditions,
and the preservation of its honor.
and the preservation of its honor.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Brothers, you have heard the promise of these officers elected by the Xi Lambda chapter. Surely you must agree that even the most intelligent and dedicated leaders would be powerless without the loyal support and cooperation of its members. Just as any melody from the most basic motives to the most ornately crafted themes may be enhanced by a wise use of harmony or destroyed by discord, so too is the brotherhood within this chapter. It is your duty to assist your officers in working towards the goals which animate us all. It is now my honor and pleasure to administer to each of you and to all at one time the oath of support of Kappa Kappa Psi. You will each raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. In the presence of Almighty God
Almighty God.
and the brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi here assembled, do hereby swear that I will endeavor to work with the brothers and officers of this chapter to the best of my ability and in the best interest of the fraternity. I solemnly promise without reservation to at all times apply my efforts and energies in the best interests of our university bands and in a manner consistent with the ideals and goals of Kappa Kappa Psi. I hereby reaffirm my ritualistic vows and rededicate myself to the promotion of the ideals of the fraternity, the maintenance of its traditions, and the preservation of its honor. So help me God. I now declare you duly installed as officers of this chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi. Although the sponsor of a chapter is not a regularly elected member of the council, much depends on their guidance and concern in chapter affairs. The continuity of the chapter's activities is the direct responsibility of the sponsor, and they must serve as the connecting link between the incoming and departing members year after year. The sponsor's worth to the chapter cannot be measured, nor their honor reckoned. Into their hands, the national fraternity has placed its trust in the future of this chapter, and into their heart, the National Council has put its faith for the success of the fraternal experience on this campus. All new brothers, please come forward and join your officers. Brother President, in the name of the national chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to represent the national fraternity upon the installation of a new chapter. Your charter is prepared, and the inscription will read as follows: Kappa Kappa Psi, National Honorary Fraternity for College Band Members. Xi Lambda Chapter. The National Council of the Fraternity recognizes the effort and devotion to the purpose and the principles of Kappa Kappa Psi exhibited by the Kappa Kappa Psi colony, hereby directs the establishment of a subordinate chapter at Wilberforce University, and grants to the following and their duly initiated successors all rights, obligations, and privileges pertaining to the maintenance and perpetuation of an active chapter of the fraternity. Adam Allen, Kevon Armstrong, Joni Barganier, Xavier Beasley, Xavion Bell, Martel Bonner, Christian Bosco, Tayshawn Braden, Eric Caslow II, Donovan Callahan, Garrett Chapman Jr., Devin Chisholm, Tion Conway, Joey Donaldson, Damon Dorsey Jr., Christopher Duncan, Jason Dyer, Joseph Elliott, Andre Ellis, Mohamedou Fall, Noah Frazier, Nathaniel Freeman, Donovan Fuller, Joseph Purcell Galloway, Cantrell Garner, Raymond Yee, Brian Golden II, Madison Griffin Lewis, Jordan Harris, Seth Harris, Tyron Harris, Antonio Houston, Christian Jones, Kareem James, Samuel Juarez Hernandez, Liddell Madden, Yali McDaniel, Dorian Moss II, Jaden McKinley, Nasir McDonald, Xavier Parker Fry, Omari Pointer, Jalen Riggins, Malik Terrell, Jonathan Thomas, Tayshawn Tolliver, James White, Howard White Jr., Gregory Willis II, Justin Williams, Tyrus Walker Sr., Michael Young, and honorary members Rick Sexton, Braden Smith, Tyree Gilbert, Artis Old, Reginald Sims, Brian Sullivan Bursay, Nigel Foster, Travis Bean, Antonio Davis, Stephen Ingram II, Romeo Reese, Darian Willis, Herbert Jackson Jr., Jamal Callahan, Frederick White, Lyndon Phillips, Caleb Igwe, Stephen Smith, Milton Meza Guevara, and Travis York. Given the 19th day of October 2025 in the 105th year of the fraternity. Signed, Dr. Nicholas Rohr, National President, and Arupa Gopal Campbell, National Vice President for Programs. Brother Fuller, the members of this chapter have been duly initiated and the oath of office has been administered to its officers. By the authority vested in me by the National Council of Kappa Kappa Psi, I hereby declare this as the Xi Lambda chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi, chapter number 347, and grant to it all the rights and privileges attended on such status as stated in the National Constitution of the fraternity. The charter certificates and membership materials which you will receive are only the tangible indications of your new position in this fraternity. You are enjoined to be ever mindful of the greater responsibilities imposed upon by that position and to walk ever in the ways of Kappa Kappa Psi. Ready, you ready to say before we fix? Okay. All right. Congratulations to all our brothers and sisters. I believe, we sponsored a reception and some stuff out there, to celebrate. We encourage you to take pictures, take in this moment. We're really proud of both our new Tau Beta Sigma and our new Kappa Kappa Psi chapter. We're really excited to be here and we have a lot of guests. And we're very excited about this. Welcome. Before y'all, he also would be those like, oh,